Sunset Country. Welcome back, Dave.
Yes, it's nice to be back. I was in Calgary last week, so I missed the first shoot, but it's great to be back for the fall. This is awesome.
Excellent.
I'm excited.
Well, Shelley was a nice addition to the show, but I'm really glad to have you back. I missed you a little bit after that little break.
I know. That's horrible.
Well, we have a wonderful show again today, of course.
Yes.
We're going to be making wood-fire pizzas.
Wood-fired pizza is the best stuff.
Who doesn't love pizza?
That's right. We have Lynn Halley from the museum. K is for Kenora. We're going to talk about that.
I love the museum.
Yes, it's
They
wonderful.
always have amazing exhibits. So I can't wait to talk to Lynn.
That's right.
And who's this next to us?
I don't know. Who's this?
Amanda Boucha from Beaver Creek Ranch.
Yes.
Thanks
Hello.
for coming, Amanda.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for decorating our set.
It's awesome.
This is amazing. Problem. This is so fun. Fall is, it's a difficult transition for me personally because winter's coming and I really love summer, but it's so beautiful. Yeah. So beautiful. We have you here today to talk about Halloween on the farm.
Ooh.
Halloween on the farm, scary? Yes. Is it scary out
there? No, it's not.
No, it's not scary. I know, Dave, the sound effects.
Not at all.
Okay, not scary.
I want to ask, how long have you been farming for?
We've had, this is actually our 10th year of doing the fall activities on the farm. So we've had the farm a lot longer than 10 years, but we opened it up to the public about 10 years ago. And we've been growing the pumpkins a little less than that. We had some massive, I want to say failures the first few years trying to, well, the deer, we weren't prepared for the deer in Kenora. So the first few years we realized we couldn't do it without an 8-foot fence. And then, so we ended up, we would purchase pumpkins from a grower and bring them in. And when people came for the fall activities, we just sell the pumpkins to them. But now we grow everything on the farm. Nice. Everything is naturally grown. No pesticides, no herbicides. I do all the weeding myself, usually with a lawnmower. Yeah. And the manure from the animals that we produce is what feeds the pumpkins, and that's why we get such beautiful
pumpkins. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your farm because it is exceptionally unique. You grow pumpkins. Yes. You also rescue animals.
Well, I don't like to say rescue. I would rather call it surrenders.
Surrenders.
Yes, because we're not necessarily taking animals away from people. We do have, the police do bring us animals, and we do, the SPCA, when they were still in Kenora and active, they would get our assistance at different times. But now what we find is so many people purchase rabbits. Rabbits is the big one. They want a rabbit because they seem so wonderful and soft and furry. Rabbits can be very mean.
Really, a rabbit?
Oh yeah, especially if they don't get enough space or attention, or if they're overfed. So we do take a lot of rabbits. We just had some goats come to us. The majority of animals on the farm are all, somebody has either given them to us or they've needed to get rid of them from their yard because it turns out it's not a great idea to have a farm animal as a pet if you don't have a farm.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Why do you love farming?
Well, you know what?
Question.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's just that there's so much to it. Like, we are so lucky to have this property in Kenora. It's amazing. We have over 100 acres in Kenora, which is sort of very unique. Yeah. We're not an agricultural area, but my ground grows really good pumpkins, and I'm pretty passionate about pumpkins.
I believe it.
Oh, it's kind of funny, but the other thing is, like, I have such beautiful trails for the people that own horses that board at my place. Yeah. And those trails, like, it's 100-acre of trails, and you can, like, I can just go outside and walk my trail, hike my trails whenever I feel like it. And sometimes I lose sight of that. Yeah. And then I'm reminded, I go out on a morning like this when the leaves are all falling and it's gorgeous, because I too am not a fan of winter. Yeah. But right now it is so beautiful outside, and the birds are collecting and the squirrels are busy trying to get ready. It's awesome.
So what have you been preparing for? What is Halloween like on the farm?
Well, Halloween is our last weekend. It just happens that Halloween is on the Monday. Yeah. So we have family fall fun on the farm until Halloween. So up until then, it's more focused on fall. So the pumpkins, the squashes, I'm preparing the food for the concession with the caramel apples. To me, I know it's a Halloween thing, but to me now it's a fall thing as well.
Nice, nice. Well, you have to eat up all those apples too, right?
Oh yes, and we have a supplier for the Macintosh apples, and after usually September, those apples are gone. It's hard to find them again, unless you get them in a small bag at the grocery store.
So when does the Halloween activities start?
It's not necessarily Halloween, it's just the fall. We've started last weekend.
Yeah.
This is our second weekend.
Yeah.
So we're open every Saturday and Sunday. And we start at 11.
Yeah.
We go until 3. And
Excellent.
we have all the families come and they do the petting zoo and they go for a wagon ride and wander the farm and the fields.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And you have a website? People can get a hold of you and find information?
Don't have a website right now,
okay.
but we do have the Facebook group.
Awesome.
And the page.
Perfect.
Beaver Creek Ranch, Kenora. You just put that into your computer, all kinds of things will come up.
Excellent. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to learn about making pizza in your own backyard.
As Dave promised, we are going to go and join Mark and Dorothea, and they've made Woodfired Pizza as part of their Lake of the Woods lifestyle.
Awesome.
Here's that story now.
We've got lots of kale in the garden, and we're finding it hard to find ways of eating it that are tasty. So I'm going to pick some for our pizza this morning.
So we've had a fire in here now for about 2 hours, and that's heated the bricks up enough where we can start cooking. So now I'm going to sweep the fire. I have this tool, and I'm going to scrape the entire fire to one side. Inside there is probably about 700 degrees in the dome, inside the oven. And that's what you want for a 3-minute pizza, is about 700 degrees on the surface of the brick.
I'm Mark Belanger,
And I'm Dorothea Belanger.
and we're talking about our pizza oven today. And I guess a number of years ago, friends of ours invited us to their place on Coney, and they had a pizza oven. And Dorothea had wanted a roof down at our deck here for quite some time, so we came up with the idea of incorporating the two together.
I was really glad to get the roof, but I really like the pizza oven too, because we didn't have much shade down here. So now we have a beautiful outdoor kitchen here on Big Stone Bay, and we enjoy it a lot.
And I'm going to take a couple balls of dough. I'm going to roll it out. I usually add a little bit of flour and get it on the outside of the ball and on the working surface here and on your hands. And I'm going to roll it around and keep working it. And because we're shooting here for a 3-minute pizza, we want to have the crust really, really thin. So it always takes a little bit of working to get it out flat enough and thin enough. I usually use the flour just at the beginning of the process, and then I'll switch to cornmeal. And cornmeal is harder, and it's a different shape. It's like little ball bearings, and it keeps everything from sticking, because the one thing that you have to be able to do is move the dough on the surface before you add any wet ingredients. You have to be able to do that and move it back and forth.
The first pizza I'm going to make is a potato rosemary, which is one of our favorites. I like to use things that are from our garden, and our rosemary is doing well. We're not growing potatoes. And I also really enjoy making pizzas that just have a few simple ingredients. So what I'm brushing on first is just some good olive oil. And I have to be really careful not to get any olive oil on the granite. I just microwave these potatoes slightly. They can even be a little bit firm, because they will cook a little bit in the microwave, I think. And like this. This is a nice pizza, even if you're as even a side dish with a meal. Okay, the second pizza I'm going to make is, I'm calling it Kale Capicola. As I mentioned, we're trying to find ways to enjoy our kale that's coming from the garden right now. It's just thriving. So I've got some kale here that I have broken into tiny little pieces and massaged with salt, olive oil, and a little bit of lemon juice just to soften it. And then we're going to have some capicola meat, which we have Italian friends who make capicola from a pork loin. And then we have some blueberries that Mark picked a few days ago. And I've got a tiny bit of lemon zest on them. And I'm going to add a bit of brie cheese. And let's see if the blueberries stay in place. So far, so good. Doesn't look like you lost one blueberry. I think the setting is very liberating, and I do believe it does. It has inspired me and made me feel freer just to try all sorts of different things. I mean, you can throw pits and peels over the edge into the bush. You can. It's a very fun process.
In terms of building a pizza oven, there's, you know, you can look on the internet and there's many, many different ones out there, and they range from very, very simple ovens to more complex and elaborate ones. So it's whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're, with the space that you have available to you, the climate you live in, and the building resources that you have. So just by all means, go for it. And it doesn't have to be a big, elaborate, fancy one. You can build them quite simple and enjoy it just as much.
Well, that's yummy for pizza, but I can't say yummy. If they send us one, we can tell them it's yummy.
Exactly.
Send us a pizza.
Good point.
There we
Breakfast
go.
pizza.
Thank you for the pizza. So where are we going next? Cave for Kenora. What's that all about? We're going to find out.
I started Lake Run because as a family doc, I wanted to find a way to get the community more active for minimal cost. It's a community thing. You know, the family comes together or your team comes together and participates for a short amount of time. Everybody knows that they should be active and we should be active on a daily basis, and that's the #1 thing to help our health and well-being, from everything from Alzheimer's disease to cardiovascular health and our sense of well-being. But knowing it is one thing. The idea of salience is the word, and actually putting it into action is the other. And that's why I sort of did this semi-structured event and said, let's do something Saturday mornings, let's make it consistent.
I started running last year, and it gives me an opportunity to run with a whole bunch of people to get fit. And I guess that's the one reason why I'm doing it is just try to get a little bit more fit, and it's a great opportunity to be part of the community. On a beautiful day like this, it's great to be out here. You get your adrenaline going, you find that high, and you think, okay, I can't do this, but then it's like all of a sudden you can, and there's an excitement there, I think, especially like, I mean, I'm not a little skinny person, so it's great that I can run, and if I can do it, there's a lot of other people that can do it too.
Everybody knows, hopefully over time, that 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings, anybody can show up and run. We even have people with forearm walkers from time to time, and people that have just had surgery show up, and it's just about participating, and it's making it a sort of structured community setting.
And as promised, we've got Lynn Halley here from the Lake of the Woods Museum, and we're going to learn our alphabet today because we're talking about K is for Kenora. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. So our newest exhibit, which is opening today and runs until November 12th, is called K is for Kenora, a Lake of the Woods alphabet. And the exhibit, what we've done is we've pulled from our collection, and we have every item that you could ever imagine that represents every letter of the alphabet. And we're hoping that it will appeal to younger visitors.
Okay.
But I think it doesn't matter how well you know your ABCs, be sure to come in and take in the exhibit. So if you've ever been fascinated by a forest or envied an eagle or were overwhelmed by an owl, the Lake of the Woods alphabet is the place to be. So, you know, we're inviting people to stroll through the alphabet where every single letter represents a little part of Lake of the Woods. So we have little vignettes for every letter. Yeah. For example, for O, we have owls in the owlry that are ogling oil paintings.
Really?
We have just a number. We have Lucille the Lynx, who is...
Lucille the Lynx.
Yes, she's... looking at a lacrosse stick. So there's just a little bit of something for everybody. And it's a very interactive exhibit.
Yeah, you mentioned that, especially there's books or something.
Yes, yeah. So there's a little workbook that we're inviting visitors to take around with them where they can learn about museums and what is in museums, and they can actually build their own museum. So at the end of their visit through the alphabet, they'll have learned a little bit more about museums and maybe what they want in their museum. So I think it's going to be really fun. We're open from Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. So we're inviting families, young kids, school kids, everybody to come out because it's fascinating. Every time I wander through, I find something else. So there are umbrellas. We have a xylophone.
I was going to ask you, you've got some letters to work with there.
We have those sorts of things. Yeah, we have all kinds of, from A to Z. So we have zigzags, and we have forests, and we have eagles. We have
What did you do? We've got a little bit of time here, short time. What did you do with the letter Y? What's a Y?
That's a good question. I can't remember. Oh no. Darn. You'll have to come and visit. You'll have to come to the exhibit.
We will have to come and see, and next week I'll have the answer for the Y.
Okay, yeah, if you could just do that.
Do I get a book?
Absolutely. Everybody who comes in, anybody who wants a book, and you can create the Dave Museum.
The Dave Museum? Oh, I never thought of that. The Dave Museum.
Yeah, and in conjunction with the exhibit, we have items in our gift shop that are all alphabet related. So folks, if you're looking for a special gift for somebody and you want to, I don't know, increase your knowledge of the alphabet, the gift shop is the place to be. So we have a little bit of something for everybody at the Lake of the Woods Museum.
That is great to see. So if you know your alphabet, or if you don't know your alphabet, you need to go to the Lake of the Woods Museum.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating exhibit.
Yep. Bring your family, bring the kids. It's open Monday to Saturday?
No, Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday through Saturday? What
10
time?
10 a.m. till 5 p.m.
Okay.
And we invite people to come maybe after school if you have a little bit of time once you are out of school, or on Saturdays when you want to do it as a family. We welcome everybody to come in.
And I will visit there, and I will check out what Y is, and next week I'll let you know what the Y stands for.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave's Museum.
Oh, darn, I cannot
That's okay. We're going to come back later, and we're going to talk about what else is happening in the Northwest region of Ontario.
Well, look at that, Dave. Another great show under our belt.
Awesome show, and they feed us?
Check this out. This is Amanda's candy apple. So orchard grown Macintosh apples.
Awesome.
Just surrounded by like ooey gooey caramel. This smells amazing. I can't wait to eat it.
Popcorn, but it's for me.
Amanda's also been gracious enough to give us a family pass to raffle off.
And how do you get it?
Well, we want you to send in photos or little stories about your favorite Halloween experience.
Halloween's coming,
Halloween's coming.
That's right.
Very quickly.
And you'll get the tickets to the ranch.
So we have a family pass. We're going to be giving it away next week on the show.
Yes.
So be interactive. Get on our Facebook page.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. What else is happening? We have the Mather Walls House coming up. Friday, October the 21st. Let me make sure I got this straight. And Saturday, October the 22nd. We've got the Where Will You Dare to Be?
Ooh.
At the Mather Walls House from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. both evenings. Doors close at about 8:45. $5 admission. So go up to the Mather Walls House. I hear it's haunted.
They always have amazing things
I think
there.
it's
I
haunted.
heard it was haunted too.
I'd be scared.
Well, you just get your wife to hold your hand.
I could do that.
We have, Thanksgiving, of course, is this weekend.
Oh, of course.
Lots of food, lots of food. The Pet Value is having a Thanksgiving pie sale. So 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And this is in support of the cat shelter. So funds received from that drive will be supporting the cat shelter, which you know is one of our favorites.
Yes, it is. Yep.
So our community of Dryden,
Yep.
their food bank has sort of put out a message. They serve 600 people in their community, giving weekly food baskets, and they are in need of food. It's a big need right now, and also they will be issuing receipts for cash donations.
Well,
so
that's fantastic. Yeah.
always super important. Every community.
All the communities. Yeah, you know, we've got a lot of communities in northwestern Ontario. They all had food banks. So support them all year, but especially this time of the year. You know, give a little bit, and that'd be great.
Absolutely. We also have the Rat Portage Roundup. That
Yes,
Lynn
the
was
Rat
telling us
Portage
about.
Roundup. It's exciting. It's on Saturday. This Saturday, October the 5th. It's at 2 p.m. at the Lake of the Woods Museum. Show up. It's $20 admission. Teams of 4. There's prizes to be won. It's a scavenger hunt all through Kenora, so bring a vehicle. So obviously you need a driver. So come on out. Show up at the museum. Thank you. For 2 o'clock and join the prizes.
So you missed a really special guest last week.
Yes, I did. I know that.
We had Nate Leipziger, who is a Holocaust survivor, and he was gracious enough to leave us a copy of his book, The Weight of Freedom. So the Israeli Foundation has put out a series of Holocaust survivor memoirs, and this is Nate's story. I can't tell you how remarkable it was to meet this man and how impactful it was just sort of on my day-to-day life after that moment. He was amazing. Here is his story. If you want to get a copy of it, comment on our Facebook page, and we will be giving this book away on our next show.
That'd be fantastic.
Nice to have you back again, Dave. It was a really great morning.
It's really good to be back. We're going to have an exciting season ahead of us. It'll be fun.
There we go. Thanks to Amanda and Lynn today.
Yes,
and
they were wonderful.
Everybody have a great weekend.
Yep. Enjoy
We'll
the
see
weekend.
you next week.
Eat turkey.
Clothing for host Dave Kane is generously provided by Lincoln Pin at 117 Main Street South in Kenora.